guys.
Hi guys, so as you can see, I have this for a reason, because today I have this for a reason.
This banner.
You know, a banner of the sergeant of
The Space Marines or
Space Marines.
from Warhammer 40,000, because today we are going to present you a video how to play the Skirmish in free for all mode versus the computer on hard difficulty for the Space Marines. It's on Velenek's request. Is it on your request? Because I think it is, because my favorite faction is Imperial Guard, but Velenek likes more the Space Marines. And so
my favorite is Space Marines, to be honest.
Yeah, he likes especially the army painter, I would say, because you can make your own Space Marine chapters with different color patterns. And we created this video. We are just commenting our own replay, where I describe the build order. The build order is not the original one. We just follow the build order which was posted on the Steam community website. So this is just basic build order, where we start with the chapel barracks, and we queue scout unit, servitor. That means because we start with one servitor, so we add one more, and then another scout to quickly capture the so-called strategic points on the map, which are visible on the minimap like blue squares. There is a maximum number of servitors. There are altogether, you can have 4. Imperial Guard can have just 3 engineers, which serve the same role. And they are very useful, because they are building this listening posts and other buildings, but you need at first to capture the location, so you need the scouts as the top priority. The barracks is produced by 2 builders, so it's very it's quicker produced. It's the quickest way you can produce it, because if you hypothetically add another one builder to help building it, it will not fasten up. It will not like hasten the production anymore. And so we need to be active with the scouts on the map. They are capturing those strategic points, and already the force commander is coming out of the chapel barracks, and the tactical marine squad follows. So we have some proper army, because scouts they are not heavy infantry. They are quick. They can be invisible to most units if you just research the proper upgrade, but you need something more durable. So this is that tactical squad, and then we want to quickly take up and go towards the armory, and then the armory unlocks the tier 2 upgrade. So the scouts, as you can see, that they must be active just to provide us some map control. We met our first enemy, which is Chaos Space Marine. So we are trying to attack their builders. They cannot repair their positions, and they cannot somewhat probably fortify it, and it's always a nuisance for the opponent if he loses a builder. And the scouts are actively fighting, because they can face the enemy cultists, the basic infantry, easily. But now already the tactical squad is going to reinforce our push towards the enemy. It's always good to have in this game some fighting army. Yes, for example, this sturdy Space Marine squads, but also the army, units which are focused on capturing the strategic points, because the main army is sometimes quite slow in capturing the strategic points, and Moreover, you are wasting their damage per second potential because they are capturing point and not fighting. So you need something quick and effective in capturing points, which are the scouts. So it's useful to have the scout units even later in the game. And this game seems to be quite micro-oriented. That means that we have to focus mainly on controlling our troops. We cannot just sacrifice them for nothing, and we are using this narrow corridor to use our firepower well. It's written there in this written tips. It's good to destroy vulnerable enemy targets first, just to minus their damage per second. So, for example, we had a choice whether to attack the commander, the Chaos commander, or whether to attack the lighter troops. And of course, the choice is to attack the lighter troops because they will die. They are going to die earlier, and so the overall damage per second of the enemy army is lowered. And now you can see that we gain some ground. It's like 5th minute of the game, and the opponent, which is hard difficulty chaos artificial intelligence, seems to be overwhelmed. We are just fighting. We are fighting outside the range of the turret, but now we gained some firepower advantage, so we are moving inside. And on the same time, if we see that there's not so much danger, so we can, for our units, we continue with our macro cycle. That means improving our base. The second generator is put down, and we are building the armory. Armory is very important because it lets you upgrade your troops. I even read that many players prefer to build more armories than one. Armory is needed to jump into tier 2, and also it unlocks the possibility to produce assault space marines. Assault space marines are very useful unit which can which is a bit expensive. It's like 220 requisition, but the advantage is that it can overwhelm especially the ranged troops very well. For example, if you jump on the DoW ranged unit, which is normally shooting, but you lock them inside a hand-to-hand combat, they cannot use their main advantage, good shooting skills, and you effectively nullify their strong point. So what happened here? See, Imperial Guard, somewhat attacked our listening post. On the same time, we have to still fight the Chaos forces inside their base. We also already have some flamers. Do you know why the flamers are useful?
Because they destroy the morale,
Mm-hmm.
and then those start backing up, right?
Yeah, if the unit
So.
loses morale, there small red circles around the units within that squad are depicted, and that means that enemy has much lower precision of shooting, so they don't hit so often, so they are much less effective in combat. So it's useful to break enemy morale. It will not work so much against the commander, but we will.
It was written there. It was written over there.
Yeah, we downloaded some articles about how to play it, like some tips for not only Space Marines but also some other factions, especially Imperial Guard. And I know that if I play Imperial Guard and somebody will flame my units, it's pretty unpleasant because the guardsmen usually they will break, and their DPS is lowered because of this. Oh, they moved somewhere, the attackers, so they are not attacking the listening post anymore, but I don't think... they are coming back, see. And here I probably did a mistake that I tried to build a turret, but there are already at least some soldiers from their squad are attacking it with the grenade launchers. So if we have the possibility to improve because of the armory, our units, so the Space Marines become very versatile fighting force, because at first you can give them flamers, but the flamers, it's probably not for every single squad, but for some squads which are meant to break the morale of the enemies. But also the heavy bolters are useful weapon. Then you have to stand on place. You can't shoot when moving, but it's massacring enemy infantry very well. Plasma guns are against heavy infantry, like against, for example, enemy space marines, or against necrons, or against heroes. It's also used very useful weapon type. And missile launchers, they can be crucial if the opponent wants to surprise you with quick vehicle tech, which sometimes the missile launcher is really the best choice to have at least some in the squad, just not to be totally overwhelmed by the vehicles, because this is by far the best weapon against the vehicles and also against enemy buildings, so also to damage enemy base quickly. See, I cancel the turret, and now I send 2 servitors to repair the listening post. The computer made a mistake that it doesn't aim mainly those servitors, because then the listening post will fall. And we are already sending our scouts back, and they are equipped with the flamers to show you in the practice how does it look when the light infantry like Imperial Guard is attacked by the flamers. We will see it now that we decided to split our troops. The Space Marine Tactical Squad is still attacking the base of the Chaos, and the scouts surprise the Imperial Guard at this point. They're already attacking their main building. As you can see, the Chaos Space Marines have similar buildings, but with more spikes and with some other graphical, for some people, can be improvement or additions when compared to the buildings of the Space Marines. And we are safely hitting their main building. We are playing, by the way, on the Quatra map, which has a lot of narrow corridors. So it can be easier here to organize defense of the base.
And also it's good because you can if you look at the map and what is the main base of the Space Marines, aka my father's base, as you can see, there's a tiny hole over there, so where you can put your base. If your base is gone and you still have servitors, you can go up and then you can make a base there.
You want to, you mean like hide the base if you are under heavy attack? Yeah, of course, because here I just put there an annihilation, I think, victory, so it means that all important buildings must be destroyed. But sometimes, of course, that especially in this free-for-all mode, for example, you can be pushed badly and you are losing, but then the faction which attacked you is attacked themselves, so they have to return, and so you can somewhat escape the death. So it can sometimes be useful to hide the base, of course, somewhere or some buildings. Now when we destroy the chaos threat, the heresy against the Emperor's rule of the humankind, when we destroy these heretics, so we are fighting for already half of the map, because the map is narrow and we have those two branches of the map under our control already. And it seems that the enemy Imperial Guard just occupied a lot of space, so we are just attacking their defended or like fortified listening post. And now we are on the tier 2. We were active on the tier on the first tier, which are with our units like Space Marine Tactical Squads and Scouts. And now we want to use more advanced technology which includes mainly the I wrote cult mechanicus, but I mean the machine cult. It should be machine cult. So the cult of the vehicles to produce the dreadnoughts. Also, the other choices are available in the Soulstorm, but I chose to play Winter Assault because I was mistaken and I thought that in Soulstorm we cannot play free for all, which is not true. But I discovered it later. So how to settle it up. So, but the differences are not big for Space Marine faction. For example, small difference is that upgrading the first tire into the second tire is less expensive here than in Soulstorm. So Sacred Artifact is the building which we will focus on building very soon, because
Secret Artifact.
Sacred, yeah, better pronunciation is Sacred Artifact. That it allows us to make the apothecaries, which are like attachable medical units. You can attach to the squads. And also some improvements. There are some improvements for your commander units. We already have. Do you know which commander units do we have now? Of course, the Force Commander, the first one, and now with the skull on his face, this scary-looking one. Yeah, this is
Chaplain.
Yeah, Chaplain. Yeah, exactly.
It's a plane, but it does chop, but it's a plane.
I don't think it means like chop plane, like that. But he does like chop moves, like with a big power hammer, or what is the weapon. He's very good in the close combat, and he has one useful spell to break the morale of the enemy unit. And we added a very important unit already, which is Assault Space Marines. We were speaking about them before, and here's here's a recommendation how you can sort your hotkeys. Of course, there are many other possibilities, but I usually use the hotkeys 1 to 5 just for units. For example, in StarCraft 2, I usually use just the hotkeys 1 to 3 for units and much more for buildings. But here I feel this game, at least for me, it feels more micro-oriented. So I use more for the units, and for the buildings 6 to 9, and the 0 I usually use for the builder. But it's very easy to activate your builder with the proper hotkey, and you can cycle quickly in between different builders. I usually use 9 for armory, but when I finish the upgrades in the armory, I use it for the Sacred Artifact, where there are some new upgrades which I didn't use before. At the headquarters, it's quite important to have it under hotkey, because you usually need it for upgrading the population cap of your army. So, for example, the Imperial Guard has a differently, that you have simply to build another infantry command or another vehicle building. But here you do it inside your main building, which is I would say more new player friendly. We already built this. You know what is this building? This is just that upgraded power generator, because as you can see, we are producing more requisition, the blue resource, than the green resource. So it's especially the dreadnoughts. They are very power hungry, electricity hungry. So
the dreadnought.
And dreadnought is just attacking this Imperial. See, this is very brutal moment where he destroyed this poor soldier.
Blood.
Of blood. Their
blood
weapons.
or kid-friendly ketchup.
Yes, it was probably something like this. I don't believe it was blood, because then you can watch it. Is it right? And see, they're more broke, because the dreadnoughts just attack them from the close distance. They are very powerful close distance fighter. If I can recommend one unit from the machine cult for the Space Marine, then it's the basic dreadnought, because it's very durable and very powerful in close combat. it also you can improve it with some ranged weapons also. That assault cannon or autocannon, I think it's called. It's mainly against infantry, and las cannon is apparently against vehicles. We found that here is not the main base of the enemy. There was another unfortunate artificial intelligence player, which was vanquished by this Imperial Guard. So we just scan it, and there is nothing. So we will just send some unit like our remaining scouts, or probably assault marines, which are also, because of their jetpacks, very very quick and effective in capturing the map, to capture those listening posts. And
So,
we are already heading towards the last portion of the map. Why did we choose this type of game and not only the skirmish versus one opponent? The reason is very simple. That because we wanted to reach also the higher tiers of technology, just not to finish the game at the first tier or the start of the second tier if we are lucky, but because apparently in this free-for-all format the game should last longer. With the assault marine squads, you cannot improve them much, but you have a very important upgrade which is called the Melta Bomb. The Melta Bomb is useful when capturing, for example, enemy listening posts or turrets, or even destroying vehicles. You will just jump in, throw the Melta Bomb, and you can also jump out. You should also reinforce them, which is the same as the tactical marine squad.
it's the same like everything except for Necrons.
You have to reinforce them with their sergeant to improve their morale.
You cannot reinforce Necrons.
I'm not very experienced in Necrons, but they
I
have
think
very
at
they have very different. They have very different mechanisms. What I know about them.
All of us are not good at Necrons.
Yeah, we have probably to train, but I will stick mostly to this Imperial Guard and probably also the Space Marines, which are
Maybe Eldar. When he was younger, he played Imperial. No, he liked
Eldar. Yeah, I had
Space
even
Marines and Eldar.
I had combined army. I had even those lead figures and plastic figures from Games Workshop for some Space Marines and Eldar units.
And he painted them. And he had one. He had Ultramarines. And also he had Eldar.
Yeah, I already
Just classical Eldar, just that green.
the green and white. I think it's Alaitok, but or Yanden. I already forgot their home word, to be
But the
frank,
blue,
and craft word.
the blue guys are the classical.
Blue guys are Alaitok, I would say, and white and green. What I remember is Yanden, but I'm not 100% sure. And see, we are already attacking the last heavily fortified area, which is the main town of the Imperial Guard, and already our assault marine jumped in, and hopefully we are going to use some Melta bombs just to break some bunkers.
Tier 3? You guys, why did you put the tier 3?
They have tier 3, yeah, because in fact the Imperial Guard is very strong on the third tier. I would like to play similar format for Imperial Guard, and especially on this map, I believe they are super strong because of those very easily defensible narrow corridors. We're playing this game actively and with mainly like tier 2 technology. I feel that for me the Space Marines are strong on the first tier, especially when the armory is ready, and on the second tier with the Dreadnoughts. Now we have the Librarian also, but this is nothing game changing at this moment when we push the enemies and we have much better economy because of the huge map
Why
control.
Valerian instead of Chaplain? No, never mind. Chaplain is back alive.
I didn't even notice that he was dead for some moment. And
I
you can
saw
see the
him
medics.
dead 1 second.
Yeah, because he's melee unit, and sometimes it's not so easy to command the melee units because we have to experiment with the stances of the units. Probably more that they are not so
And
vulnerable.
The units are not so good. Because they don't listen if you because if there is a unit, they attack the unit and not the building.
Yes, it's sometimes a bit
Or
harder
maybe
to convince them to attack the building.
or maybe the other way around, that they try to kill the
and see we
try
are
to kill the
yeah, but they you will convince them with some orders, but it's not so easy. And see, we won this quite apparently with the Space Marines. So you can give this faction also a try. It's a very classical one. And thanks for watching. Why do you like the Space Marines, by the way, more than Imperial Guard? Because of the uniforms, or because
of the uniforms, of course, duh.
Yeah, and they are very very tough guys in those power armor suits and so on. I understand that they are very also visually attractive faction. So for the Emperor, and see you next time, guys. And thank you for watching.
If you was wondering.
So bye for now.